Pessoal do VGBR, estamos aqui diretamente da BGS 2015, stand da Microsoft. Eu tô aqui com o Mike e a Megan. A gente vai falar um pouquinho sobre Rise of Tomb Raider, um dos grandes exclusivos do Xbox One para sair aí nas férias. So Mike, first of all, tell us a little bit about the setting of the game this time.
Oh, absolutely. So Lara's adventure starts out in Syria, where she's been doing, she's following up on a clue that she found from her father's research. That clue takes her into the Syrian tomb, and she's looking for something called the Immortal Prophet's Tomb. Now that leads her then into Siberia, where the main part of her adventure begins.
Okay, how long can we expect the game to be? You know, because lots of games these days, AAA titles, they come out in like 5 hours or something, you know. Can we expect something bigger?
That's a very good question. So what we've built with Rise of the Tomb Raider is an experience that if you really dive into it, you're looking at 30 to 40 hours of an experience. So that's much bigger than our last game. Well, when we partnered with Microsoft and worked on the Xbox One, that was an amazing partnership, and that worked out really well for us because what that allowed us to do is focus on making the quintessential tomb raiding experience. Okay. So what you're getting with Rise of the Tomb Raider is us focused on one platform, and that allows us to do a lot of new things. If you play the tomb downstairs, you'll see a lot of the new technology. Like for example, we have a whole new lighting engine in the game. It's unbelievable. We have subsurface scattering on the skin, hair simulation, we have soft shadowing. All those things are possible with the power of the Xbox One, and that really brings about the quintessential tomb raiding experience that we want our fans to have. We're also talking about the emotion of the character. We added new blend shapes and morph targets to Lara's face. All of our animation fidelity is much higher, so all that great performance that you get out of Camilla Luddington really shows in the game. So you're getting great environments, and you're also getting great character performance.
Now there's one for community. They're based on feedback from the first game. Some people didn't like much, or didn't enjoy much the multiplayer of the game. Did you take this in consideration on the development of Rise of the Tomb Raider?
We take community feedback and fan feedback very seriously, and it's something that it's really wonderful when the fan feedback aligns with what you hope to do in the next game anyway. It really reinforces that you're on the right path creatively. And so this time around we wanted to try something different with the post-game experience. And so what we're doing is we're implementing several new game modes at launch. We have Replay, Replay Plus, which allows you to basically go back and replay sections of the game within the equipment that you've already gotten and unlocked and upgraded and make that feel like a custom experience. But then we also have a score attack mode, which is like it's sort of like a time attack mode where you have to get the best time and hit targets and so on and try to get your score as high as possible, and then you can compete with your friends to try to get, you know, the top score in that given area. And then we also have Remnant Resistance, which is a really fun mode where you can kind of pick the constraints and the goals and objectives of a certain mission and mission goals, and then challenge your friends to play that. And that's all wrapped up with a new card system that we're implementing, and the cards allow you to modify the game experience. So you can pick several cards, and some of the cards do funny things like give everyone big head mode, and then some of the cards actually do things like make things harder. There's like a one life to live card where you die once the mission ends, and so if you play harder cards, then it means you get a higher score multiplier, and so it's a sort of risk and reward. But it's a really fun way for us to augment the single player experience but still allow you to interact and compete with your fellow friends. So that's something that we're really excited about. We just announced it.
Mm-hmm. Can we expect to use the save from the first game in any way?
That's a really good question. I think what we tried to do when we made this game, when we made Rise of the Tomb Raider, is we want to make sure that not only the people who played the last game get some of that information, but also people who've never played the game before really get a chance to understand all that. So really what we've done is we've catered to both audiences. So while you may not be able to pull in your save game, you are going to be able to understand a lot of the nods to the characters and the story, and you'll get a lot of that stuff from the reboot, but you don't have to. So the gameplay experience and the story experience is all independent. So people who've never played the game before, or even Tomb Raider at all, can still enjoy this game.
We are VGBR, Video Games Brazil, so I have to ask, will the game be in Portuguese, localized?
Absolutely. That's one of the great points about what we talked about just recently, and that VO and subtitling will all be in Portuguese. That all the territories are very important, and especially the Portuguese one, and we know that the Portuguese fans are very, very passionate, as we are, about making the game, so we're very happy about that, and I think that they'll be excited about that too.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
É isso aí, galera. Para mais novidades da Microsoft, Xbox e Rise of the Tomb Raider, continua ligado no vgbr.com. Valeu!